At the end of 2019, looked normal. Millions traveled every day, cities never slept, and no one imagined that everything was about to change.
Businesses were growing. Airplanes crossed the skies every minute. Life moved at full speed.
Then, in late 2019, doctors began noticing a small number of unusual pneumonia cases. At first, these cases appeared to be isolated.
No one yet knew they would become part of a global pandemic. Researchers worked to identify the cause, sharing information with public health authorities as they learned more.
Meanwhile, international travel continued, connecting countries across every continent. In our connected world, diseases can travel faster than ever before. Healthcare workers prepared for an uncertain future, knowing they might soon face an unprecedented challenge. As people continued traveling across continents, the virus reached new countries faster than anyone expected. No one could have predicted that within months, the entire world would be transformed. Within weeks, health officials confirmed cases in more and more parts of the world.
Many families stocked up on food and essential supplies as uncertainty spread.
Countries introduced travel restrictions and public health measures in an effort to slow the spread. For the first time in generations, many of the world's busiest cities became unusually quiet. Schools, workplaces, and daily routines changed almost overnight as millions adapted to new ways of living.
Healthcare workers faced extraordinary challenges, continuing their work despite uncertainty and long hours. Researchers around the world shared data and collaborated at an unprecedented speed to better understand the virus.
The world had entered a new chapter. But the biggest scientific race in modern history was only just beginning. The world had entered a new chapter. But the biggest scientific race in modern history was only just beginning. As the pandemic spread across the world, scientists began one of the fastest medical research efforts in history.
Teams from many countries shared information and worked together, hoping to develop safe and effective vaccines as quickly as possible.
Every experiment brought new information. But every answer also raised new questions. Before any vaccine could be approved, it had to go through extensive testing and safety reviews.
At the same time, manufacturers prepared to produce millions of vaccine doses. They would be ready if they were authorized.
Delivering vaccines would become one of the largest global distribution efforts ever attempted. Communities around the world prepared for large-scale vaccination campaigns. As restrictions gradually eased in many places, people slowly returned to everyday activities, although recovery happened at different speeds around the world. The pandemic highlighted the work of millions of people who helped their communities through one of the most challenging periods of the century. The world would never be exactly the same again. The lessons of COVID-19 continue to influence science, healthcare, and global preparedness. After months of uncertainty, cities slowly began to wake up again. But nothing felt exactly the same. For millions of families, the greatest joy wasn't traveling or shopping. It was simply seeing loved ones again.
Schools reopened, classrooms filled once more, and students slowly adjusted to a new normal.
The way people worked changed forever. Millions discovered they could work from almost anywhere. Healthcare workers became symbols of dedication and resilience during one of the most challenging periods in modern history.
The pandemic also accelerated medical research, preparing the world for future public health challenges.
Countries learned how deeply connected the world had become, and how global challenges often require global cooperation.
Simple moments, gathering with friends, attending concerts, or cheering at a game, suddenly felt more meaningful than ever before.
COVID-19 became one of the defining events of the 21st century. These lessons continue to shape medicine, science, and society. Discoveries, but sometimes it's changed by a single event that reminds humanity how connected we truly are. Discoveries, but sometimes it's changed by a single event that reminds humanity how connected we truly are. As borders reopened, millions of people boarded airplanes for the first time in years. Some of the world's busiest cities slowly returned to life, but the pandemic had permanently changed the way people lived and worked. Global supply chains recovered, but businesses also learned how vulnerable international trade could be.
Remote work, once rare, became a normal part of life for millions of people.
The pandemic accelerated scientific innovation in ways few people had imagined before 2020.
Simple moments that once felt ordinary became deeply meaningful again. To you.
Around the world, healthcare workers were honored for their dedication during an extraordinary period in history.
Scientists continued working together, improving global preparedness for future health emergencies.
COVID-19 changed daily life, but it also demonstrated how closely connected humanity has become. History will remember the pandemic not only for its challenges, but also for the resilience, cooperation, and determination shown by people across the world. End of Episode 1. Next episode, Episode 2. Could another pandemic happen again?